All right, everybody, it is 5:15 in the morning, and I am gonna head down to Garner, North Carolina. If I haven't already told you, I'm meeting Walter from the Network Architect and Out of Spec Bits. Down there, we're gonna do a little collaboration or help each other out. It's gonna be a grand old time. So a few things before I get on the road. I'm actually gonna stop at Starbucks and get breakfast. I'm gonna close my garage too. There we go. So at this point in time, if you've been following my content on the Equinox, I currently have a bad telematics module, meaning I have no navigation, I have no OnStar, and the saddest thing of all is I don't have Super Cruise, which means I'm gonna have to drive my car. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to drive my car, which is fine. I was telling my wife this might actually be good because I don't have much experience with the base Equinox trim to know what it's like to not have Super Cruise. Obviously, I could just not use Super Cruise, but why would I do that? So this is forcing me to not use Super Cruise, and I'll get that experience. And I don't always use it, especially when I drive to work, because not all my roads are Super Cruise, so I think I'll be fine. But it is nice, and it will be sorely missed. The other thing, too, was I was hoping to get all of the modules in the car updated so that the charging performance would hopefully be better. That did not occur, so we're just gonna see what happens. I am gonna test my air conditioning, turning on the AC while charging theory to see if that helps mitigate some things, but yeah. So we're at 307 miles. I'm gonna drive over to Starbucks and then I'll reset the trip, and then we're gonna get on our way to Garner, North Carolina. All right, everybody, just got to Starbucks, went in, grabbed my coffee, and now it is time to get on the road. So I have the heat on, I guess, right now. I am gonna reset the trip and turn the car on and off in a second, but we're starting at 95%. I forgot to charge it all the way to 100, but that's fine, we'll survive. And then we have a stated range of 306 miles, so I'm thinking we'll probably get closer to 250. I really want to try to get all the way to Halifax, North Carolina without stopping charging. I think it's possible, but I need to average about 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, 3.3 or 3.4, around there. So we'll be doing that. I'm sure some people are wondering, what's he gonna do for navigation? Well, I could probably actually navigate all the way to Halifax and Raleigh without using any navigation, but it is nice to have. So what I'm gonna do, and I do use it as a tool to see how much the distance there and then how much range I have left on the guesstimeter. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Wise on my phone, which will be a little bit annoying because I want to record clips for you all, so I have to like turn it off, and that's one thing about this new navigation. It's been really easy to record clips and stuff like that. But whatever. I can still play music from the Spotify app. I don't know why, but it still streams. So that's kind of an oddity, but it works. So I'll keep doing it. But that's the plan. Go all the way to Halifax and then charge up from Halifax. And that's the really giant Tesla supercharger, if you're not familiar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Garner from there. So that's the plan. Hopefully I avoid DC traffic, or at least the worst of it, because I don't know if you've ever driven in DC, but it's a disaster. It's like, I know there are places that are other places that are bad too, but I've driven in New York, like New York City, and like it's just not as bad as DC. I don't know what it is, but I'd prefer to drive in New York than DC any day. Anyways, gonna hop off here. I'll show you all me resetting the trips, and then we'll get on our way. All right, here we are, 95% stated charge. Heat's only pulling 2 kilowatts, which is great. It's 44 degrees outside. It's gonna warm up. It's gonna be a nice warm day today. 306 miles of range projected. Current trip will reset when I restart the car. But I'm actually, let me do this. I'll turn the car off, and then, sorry everybody, I'll turn the car back on. And then go back here. There we go. Okay. and trip, and reset trip 1, and reset trip 2, and we are good to go. Let's go to Garner, North Carolina to check out this IONNA charging site. Providing a little update here, everybody. We are 104 miles into the trip. We've got about 150, maybe a little under that, miles left to go. We are averaging 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. I do expect that to go down because we're finally at highway speeds. We're on 95 going, what are we, 65, 70 miles an hour. So I expect that to go down a little bit, but as long as we keep it to above 3.3, I think I can make it all the way to Halifax. And I'm willing to game it a little bit, maybe drop my speed so I can make it. I'm trying to maximize time, so if I can get there at 0% and not have to charge twice and get off twice, that would be ideal. Sorry about the sun, by the way. Just, it is what it is, you know, when you're recording these videos live. So anyways, yeah, so things are looking good. I have, I'm sure some of you are wondering, what screen are you looking at on your big old infotainment since you don't have navigation? And that is a great question. And I've been looking at my energy efficiency. It's that big map that shows your last 30 miles and your efficiency. So I've been following that along. We have been looking pretty good. We've regenerated 19.6 miles out of our full 106.4 mile trip. So we've really only used energy for 80 miles, which is great. And now this RAV4 is going to pull out in front of me. That's fine. Man, people are really great drivers out there. I'll say that. Anyways, yeah, so things are looking good. There's my little update. Hopefully, the next update I have for you will be in Halifax, North Carolina, at that really big 60 saw Tesla supercharger. They actually finally labeled them. So if you've watched some of my other videos, I've been there a few times and they weren't labeled. So I had this system of figuring out what stall I'm at. But now I just have to do it the old boring way and just look at the stall number on the stall. So, oh well. But yeah, so I'll catch up with you all once I get there, and let's get on the way to Halifax, North Carolina. Okay, so we are about 24 miles away. We have 53 miles of range left according to the car. So I think we got this one. We're gonna make it with a little bit extra. We're currently at 18% state of charge. As I predicted, the efficiency has gone down from 3, I think, well, last time I checked in, I think we were at 3.7. Now we're at 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Still not bad. Still better than my highway range test, which I got 2.9. Obviously, we have done a lot of lower speed travel. This next leg, after we charge this next leg from here to Garner, we actually might get a little bit better idea of some highway range. But yeah, things have been going well. I've been in the car for 3 hours and 52 minutes, almost 4 hours. It's way too long. Again, I say this all the time in my videos, but these people who say they want to be in a car for 4, 5, 6 hours, I just think they're absolutely crazy. Like, I got to get out of the car. I want to walk around. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. So I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and get there. There's plenty of chargers, so we should be able to charge easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll go ahead and get plugged in, use the restroom. I brought some snacks, so I'll have a snack, and then we'll get on our way to Garner, hoping to get there. It should be around noon. That was always my plan. And then before I leave the supercharger, I'm just gonna send a message to Walter, let him know my rough ETA so he can plan accordingly. He's coming from around the Charlotte area, so not as bad of a ride for him as it is for me. So yeah, that's that. I will check in with you all here once I arrive at the Tesla supercharger. All right, everybody, here we are. The exit for Halifax, going to Oasis Fuel, Lakewood Landing. It's weird to be here in the daytime. I'm usually here at night. But there they are, Lots of stalls open, so not too worried. Gonna go grab one, use the restroom, and then get on our way. But I wanted to have the camera on so you all could see the site as we come in. And it was right off the highway, which is wonderful. And look at this. Look at this solar canopy. All these stalls. Really nice. Cybertruck. Couple Model Ys, couple Model 3s. I'm gonna go down here just because I can. And then, yep. I was making sure they were labeled, and they are. Okay, so I'm gonna plug in and then, you know, get going. Actually, hold up. First, let's look at the stats for the trip. Yeah, I should probably do that. There we go. 9% arrival, 25 miles of range left. You know, I didn't precondition the battery, but it'll be fine. So 254.1 miles, 3.4 mile per kilowatt hour, which is great. And we regen 26.2. And then here is this. You want to see that split? Pretty much all driving. And lastly, let's go to the trip info. Trip. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and get plugged in. All right, we're plugged in. Version 4 charger. See, they're labeled finally down here. 10C. Or I guess V4 dispenser. It's not the V4 charger. Using my A to Z adapter here. And I'm gonna go ahead, run inside, use the restroom, and then we'll figure out the rest of the trip. All right, took me about 7.5 minutes to go inside, use the restroom, come back out. I went from 9 to 29%, so that's pretty good. 144 kilowatts right now. I did actually hear the cooling system kick on, but I have the cooling in the cabin turned on. So I don't know if that's why it chose to come on this time, but I'm just gonna leave it on because it should be cooling because it's getting warm. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and charge up here, figure out where our next stop is, and then update you all. Okay, so I went ahead and put the destination into Waze because that's how I'm navigating today. Thanks, OnStar. But anyways, it said 88 miles. Says we have 103 miles of predicted range. I'm just gonna go ahead, charge up to 50%, maybe 55, and then I'll get on my way. Right now, the car is just presenting the normal charging curve. From what I can tell, I'm gonna see when and if it chooses to derate and follow that wonderful GM dip. I have the AC on, so see if that helps. I can audibly and I can feel the cooling system working, so that's better than the last time I charged this. Actually, last 2 times I charged this, it never kicked on the entire time. So gonna go ahead, charge up, like I said, 50 or 55, and then I will get on the road to Garner, North Carolina. Okay, so I decided to stay because I want to see if/when the GM dip happens, just in case this whole having the AC on in the car helps or hurts, I'm not sure. But we'll see. We're getting close temperature-wise in the battery pack to seeing the GM dip. All right, so it's dipping here slowly. I'm gonna keep tracking it, see what happens. I'm just gonna go all the way to 80%, even though I don't need it. It is what it is. I'm very interested to see how this resolves. So the last time I did a charge session, it was about to go down below 60. It started to go below 60. It was in the 50s. I turned on AC and then it recovered. The charge session before that, the first one, right after I got the update, it went all the way down to 48 kilowatts, I think, 49 kilowatts. So I want to see what happens here when I have the AC running. Just want to note this, everybody, right at 64%, I started to hear the AC work even harder. So let's see if it's trying to recover. All right, this is one of the lowest dips I've ever seen, 42 kilowatts. Just as an experiment, since it was going low, I wanted to see what would happen. So I turned the AC off for about, I don't know, 20 seconds. I heard everything spin down and turn off, which was very interesting. Looks like we're about to drop below 40, which I don't know if I've ever seen that for my car. Let's keep it rolling. There it is, 39. I've never seen it go that low. All right, it is slowly recovering. I tried a couple of experiments. It didn't seem like anything really contributed greatly to it improving its charge, so that's unfortunate. But we're gonna go ahead, leave here in like 1 minute, and then get on our way to Garner. We are charged up to 71%, and we are gonna get on the road. You can see it's cooling 6 kilowatts, so it's trying to cool the battery down. Yeah, so let's get on the road. We'll have plenty of state of charge left when we get there. All right, everybody, totally forgot to say, but I did make it here to the IONNA station. There it is. I've already been shooting some videos, gonna shoot some more, and then I'll get on my road, and that's when I'll catch up with you all, and we're gonna head over to Apex to check that out, because I haven't been there in a while. We'll probably get lunch first. All right, everyone, so we have left the IONNA site, and now we're on our way to Apex. So once I get there, I'll catch up with y'all, and we'll check out all the updates, because I haven't been there since they really finished it off. All right, everyone, we've made it to Apex, 26% state of charge. Here's our efficiency. That's from Garner to here. And then I forgot to tell you the trip when we made it down, but this is the total trip so far, 368.8 miles, 3.1 mile per kilowatt hour. And then this was from Halifax to here. So yeah, there's that. Gonna go out, plug in, go inside, shoot some video, might go grab lunch in downtown Apex. Let's go do it. All right, I'm all plugged in, everybody. There it is. It's firing up right now. I actually did I used my debit card accidentally instead of my credit card, which whatever, so it's a $50 hold on my debit card. Here we go. And the battery is really toasty, so we should get good speeds and then probably derate pretty quick, but I'm in no hurry here. All right, let's see what we got going on. 25%. It should go up to 150. And there it is. All right, everybody, the video looks really bad right now, by the way. I just want to tell everyone I acknowledge that, but the sun is whatever. So anyways, done charging here in Apex, and now I'm gonna head north. I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna follow a route which gets me towards 81. The reason being is I want to go to a couple things. I want to go towards Harrisonburg because I want to check out the Buc-ee's that's being built right now just to see what's going on there. I'm very interested in Buc-ee's. And then I also want to go to a Rivian Adventure Network charger that is open to non-Rivians and charge there and do a little video. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and put that into my nav and get on the way. All right, everyone. So I actually stopped at a earlier charger because I was driving by and I saw that it is a V4 dispenser, which is easier for my car to plug in. So, and it's out of Royal Farms. The other one was out of Sheetz, so I'm cool with Sheetz or Royal Farms. Very familiar with those in Maryland. But anyways, I'm gonna plug in and then go use the restroom, and then we're gonna get on the road. We don't need to stay here long. I just wanna charge up enough where I can stop at the Rivian, plug in, charge there a little bit, and then go to the actual charger I wanna go to. All right, so I realized I forgot to record data again. Surprise, surprise. Here's the total trip. And then here was the last leg plus something else. I forget what the something else was. I don't remember. But anyways, I've been driving for a while, so that's what I did there. Yeah. So we're pretty much good to go now. We don't need to stay much longer. So I'm just going to stay, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes just so I can catch up on a couple things on the social medias. And then I'll get on the way. We'll get to Rivian. We'll shoot that video. Hopefully it's well lit because we're running out of daylight, unfortunately. That's a little bit of my fault. And then we'll go check out the Buc-ee's, and then I'm just gonna pretty much head home at that point. All right, everyone, I'm gonna go unplug right now, and we're gonna get on the way. Stopping first in Waynesboro at the Rivian Adventure Network, and then going to a charger, I forget where. Oh, in Harrisonburg. Made it to the Rivian site. We're here with 46% state of charge. I knew we were gonna have a ton, and that was the plan. Trip. Here are our trip numbers. 74.9 miles, 3.4 mile per kilowatt hour. Hour and 20 minutes of driving. I'm gonna go out here, shoot this video on this site, and then we'll get on our way to Harrisonburg. All right, everybody. So before it gets too dark, the lighting's already bad. I want to give my final thoughts about not having Super Cruise and not having navigation. So let me start with the easy one, not having Super Cruise. It actually wasn't that big a deal. I could tell I was more tired when I was like right now, as opposed to when I had Super Cruise and like I didn't have to think that much. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. Honestly, every once in like I'm always a fan of lane centering, so that's always nice for me personally. But like I did fine. I remember how to drive. It was great. So yeah, so that was fine. And so if you're someone out there and you're watching this video and you're like wondering whether you should get the Super Cruise package or not, I mean honestly, if you're not going to use it a lot, then I think you're gonna be fine without it. Would it be nice to have lane centering? Yes. And I want to pause and talk about this really quick. You know, I've had cars with lane centering, and other YouTubers in this space have had cars with lane centering, so that's why we like lane centering so much. And sometimes we forget a lot of people who are, you know, moving into new cars now might not have cars that have lane centering, so it's not that much of a deal breaker for them because it's not a technology that they use. So I do just want to acknowledge that reality, because some people are like, why do you care so much about lane centering? Don't you know how to drive? And like, you know, they're not wrong. Like, do I know how to drive? But anyways, yeah, so I think we put a little too much stock in that and thinking that it's like it's the end all be all, that there has to be lane centering. And I know some people don't even care. So if you're, again, for the Equinox, if you're deciding whether or not you want Super Cruise, you probably don't need it, honestly. Is it a good feature? Makes driving easy? Yes. Would I rather just have basic lane centering? Yes. Like I wouldn't even need Super Cruise at all then. But so that's that. The other topic is the navigation. And for me, I'm a seasoned EV driver. I've done this before. I've gone these routes. I was fine. I had no issues at all the whole trip. But someone, if this event happens to someone, the same deal where the telematics goes bad and they don't have the part, and then you have a trip, like a road trip, and you got to go on. Well, if you don't know a lot about finding chargers and stuff like that, like you're kind of in a bad situation where it's going to be really challenging for you. And you know, I was able to do it, but the average person, like, I don't know, are they going to know Plugshare? Are they going to like feel comfortable picking chargers? And I don't know. The built-in navigation just makes it so easy. And that's why I thought this is a great vehicle for new EV drivers, is because the navigation system is pretty good and it makes that part easy for drivers. So yeah, that's, I don't know, not good. And then of course that brings up the other thing that I know people are going to type in the comments. I'm going to bring it up now, is that if it had Apple CarPlay / Android Auto, this wouldn't be an issue for me right now, because I could just pop on my Waze, or I could pop on a better route planner on the infotainment with my phone, and we'd be good to go. And I can't do that because Chevy decided to not include Apple CarPlay. And listen, I don't miss Apple CarPlay. I don't use it. But now that I'm in this situation, and that would have been a good backup for me, because I do like the Google Maps. If I had Apple CarPlay, I would use the Google Maps on the built-in, because I think it's better. But if it goes out like it did, I could just hop on the CarPlay and things are easy for me. And now I'm not, you know, in a bad situation. So anyways, I wanted to share my thoughts now before I forgot. I'll try and wrap the video up when I get home, but I'm getting home around a little bit after midnight, so I'll probably be a little bit tired and I might forget to do it. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm way overcharged here. I'm gonna go ahead, unplug, and get on the road, and hopefully I'll catch you all when I'm back in my house. All right, made it home. Final numbers, 758.6 miles, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. I think that's pretty much all the good info to see. Arrived back with 48% state of charge. That last leg was pretty efficient, but I did stop somewhere to grab a drink, an energy drink, to keep me awake. So yeah. So that was a great trip. like I said, would I have preferred to have navigation and Super Cruise? Absolutely. Was it the end of the world? No. Hopefully I get it fixed soon so I don't have to deal with it anymore. But yeah, it was a great trip. Going down to IONNA. I got to hang out with Walter a little bit, shoot some videos. Then I went to Apex. And yeah, it was a really nice trip. So thanks for joining me, everybody. If you haven't already, please remember to give a like, a subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will catch you all next time.